Okay, so we're going to deep dive into Honey Singh's new track, Payal Song.
Right.
And we've got this review from Daily Music Roll. They're giving it like a 4.8 out of 5, which I got to say, for a Honey Singh track, kind of got me curious, you know?
Yeah, what's interesting is this review, they're saying like Honey Singh's ditching his usual look, going for something more traditional in the video.
Yeah, they even call out like the blue kurta he's sporting, almost like they're reading into it, you know?
Yeah, like some kind of statement.
Yeah, like blue kurta, new Honey Singh. Maybe they're onto something.
It wouldn't be the first time an artist's used visuals to like signal a shift in their music, but what gets me is how they talk about the lyrics, right? Honey Singh, he's known for those party anthems, but here it's like he's zeroed in on these little details about, you know, the girl he's singing about, like the sound of her anklet, the coal in her eyes.
It's intimate.
Yeah, intimate. Almost like he's trying to capture this like fascination.
And they keep using the word mesmerizing. It's like, okay, sure, catchy song. But what's so mesmerizing about it? Is it just the beat or is there something more?
Well, the review mentions this blend of like Indian classical instruments with the typical hip hop stuff you expect from Honey Singh. Maybe that's where the mesmerizing comes in.
Yeah.
It's not just your standard, you know, club banger. There's a layer of complexity that kind of pulls you in.
Okay. And speaking of which, they say Indian classical instruments, but come on, what are we actually hearing?
Well, it sounds like there might be some sitar in there, which is known for like this melancholic twang, almost like a yearning kind of voice, and that paired with like a trap beat. Now that's an interesting combo. You've got this deep, almost spiritual sound right up against this modern driving rhythm.
You know, I've always found Indian classical music kind of intimidating. Like it's this whole other world. But hearing you describe it like that, it makes me want to go back and listen to Payal Song with like fresh ears, you know, almost as if he's taking that emotional depth from classical music and putting it in this like totally modern context.
Exactly. It's not just about the instruments, it's how they're being used to create a specific atmosphere, a feeling. And that's what makes this fusion so cool, right? It's unexpected, it pushes boundaries, and could bring in listeners from like both worlds.
Okay, so we've got Honey Singh in a blue kurta, maybe a new era, and this unexpected fusion of classical and hip-hop. But wait, the review says there's a second part of this song and things get, well, a little spicy.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Well, that's where Paradox comes in.
Oh, okay.
His verse is described as like a shift from sweet and polite to spicy, which, you know, shakes things up a bit.
Hold on. I know Paradox's lyrics are definitely more forward. Sweet and polite wouldn't be my first thought. So what's he bringing that like compliments Honey Singh? It seems like more of a like clash of styles to me.
You know, you have a point. This isn't just a guest verse. It's like a counterpoint. You've got Honey Singh maybe a little restrained, focused on those delicate details, and then Paradox comes in with this totally different energy, and that contrast, that push and pull is what keeps the song interesting, you know?
Yeah, it's like they're showing two sides of the same coin, two different ways of looking at love. You got that like first crush feeling, you know, almost like worship in Honey Singh's part.
Right.
And then Paradox comes in with a more, I don't know, playful, maybe a bit provocative take.
So it's not just the music that's fused together, but the lyrics too, like two distinct voices making something more complex.
Exactly. And the music video reflects that too. The reviewer talks about these like amazing aerial shots and how the colors are so visually appealing.
It's not your typical Honey Singh video with all the, you know, flashing lights and club scenes.
Right.
They're really working to make the visuals match the complexity of the sound and the lyrics.
They also mentioned Nora Fatehi, like her red sari against the blue background. Visually, that's striking, but I mean, is there something more to it? Is it just aesthetics, or are they going for something like symbolic?
That's a great point. Red and blue, you know, they're often used in Indian culture to represent opposites, like fire and water, passion and peace.
Oh, wow.
Maybe they're visually showing that same like push and pull we hear in the lyrics and the music.
I never thought it that way. It's like they're creating this tapestry of meaning, using visuals, lyrics, music to build this layered experience.
Right.
This is getting really interesting.
And that's what makes it so good. It's not just surface level, it's getting you thinking, it's making you feel, and it's pushing you to see beyond the obvious.
Yeah, the review kind of just skims over the video like it's just background for the song, but you're right, there's a lot more there.
Yeah, and that brings us back to the fusion. It's not just mixing music or lyrics, it's about creating a whole experience, taking inspiration from all these different places and putting them together in a way that feels familiar but new.
And maybe that's what's clicking with people, right? It's not just a catchy song, it's a whole vibe, a feeling.
Yeah.
And that's not something you get in every pop song, especially, Punjabi hip-hop.
Totally. This feels like Honey Singh stepping outside his comfort zone, experimenting with sounds, new ways of expressing himself. It's a risk, but it looks like it's working.
So the question is this just a one-time thing, or is this like a new chapter for Honey Singh?
Well, they mentioned this song is from his Glory album.
Right.
So I'm really curious what the rest of it sounds like. Is this fusion a theme throughout, or is Payal Song just, a one-off? I guess we'll have to see.
And is this like a bigger trend in Indian music? Are we going to see more artists trying out this mix of traditional and modern? I mean, this could be huge.
It's definitely something to watch. We've seen this kind of fusion in other genres. But Honey Singh could take it mainstream. He's got a big following. And if he's on board with this new sound, he could inspire others to do the same.
Okay, so we've looked at the deeper meaning, the symbolism, the fusion of genres and styles. This is way more than just a song. It's like a moment. But what does it all mean for the listener?
I think it's a challenge to open our ears and our minds to new things.
Yeah.
To see the beauty in mixing things that seem different and to realize how powerful music can be in crossing those lines and creating something truly unique.
That's a powerful thought. And it makes you wonder, if Payal Song can do this, what else is out there? What other fusions are waiting to be discovered?
That's the best part about music, right? It's this journey of exploration and discovery. There are so many possibilities, and it's up to us to keep searching, keep listening, and keep our minds open.
It's pretty amazing that one song can get this much discussion going.
Right.
It's like Payal Song is like a door to a whole world of like possibilities in music.
And that's the cool thing about deep dives like this. We're not just, picking apart a track.
Yeah.
We're looking at the culture, the artist's choices, the impact it could all have.
The review called this a departure for Honey Singh. And I'll admit, I was a little skeptical. I mean, the guy's like the king of party anthems.
Yeah.
But after really listening and thinking about all this, I get it. This feels like evolution, not just him messing around.
And evolution, it's rarely a straight line, right? It's about risks, trying new things. And sometimes even going back to your roots for inspiration. Seems like Honey Singh's doing all of that here. So,
putting on our prediction hats for a sec, what do you think this means for Honey Singh going forward? Is he going all in on this fusion sound, or is it just, a taste of something new?
It's tough to say for sure, but I think this shows he's not afraid to break the mold. He's not just going to keep doing the same old thing, He's looking for new ways to express himself, new ways to connect with his audience. That's exciting.
It is. And for listeners who might be on the fence about this new sound, what would you say?
I'd say go in with an open mind, be adventurous. Don't be scared to try something different. You might surprise yourself.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive will get you checking out other genres, other artists you've never really listened to before.
Right.
Maybe you'll find yourself loving the complex melodies of Indian classical music, or find a new appreciation for the energy and creativity of hip hop.
The possibilities are endless. It's what makes music so powerful and enriching,
Well, on that note, I think we've come to the end of our deep dive into Honey Singh's Payal Song. We've looked at the video, the lyrics, the music, the whole cultural context, even made some guesses about the future. It's been a trip.
Yeah, it has.
And hopefully it's given you a better understanding of this song, this artist, and how music itself is always changing. For sure.
So, to our listener, thanks for being with us on this deep dive. Now it's your turn to explore. Go listen to the Glory album, let the music take you in, see what speaks to you. Maybe you'll agree with everything we've said, maybe you'll have your own take. Either way, keep talking about it, keep exploring, and keep your ears open to the sounds of the world. Until next time.